It is a momentous occasion in the history of Super Earth, as terror is turning into hope with the first deployment of the Helldivers in 100 years. These valiant warriors are out there selflessly sacrificing themselves to defend every man, woman, and child of our united colonies against the enemies of freedom and liberty. Tonight, we have something a little different for you here on Lore Divers. We are going to be celebrating their legacy and honoring their present sacrifices by bringing you a special program that we are calling Helldivers, 100 Years of Victory, tonight on Lore Divers with Joe Plays Games, right after this message.
Helldiver! Don't let the guard dog on your back be the only one that's got your six. Keep up to date on the latest on enemy intelligence, orders from the front line, and updates on the war effort. Subscribe to this channel now.
2084 was a fateful year for Super Earth because it marked a turning point in our civilization. Our ancestors heroically took to the skies in the name of spreading freedom, liberty, and democracy throughout the galaxy. But this era of peaceful exploration was not to last. For every hero of a story, there must be a villain, and Super Earth was met with no shortage of enemies to threaten our way of life. There was the cyborg nation of Cyberstan, made up of cybernetically enhanced humans who were hell-bent on committing acts of terrorism in an effort to undermine democracy. The ravenous bug threat stopped from their destructive path before consuming the entire galaxy, and the Illuminate, the sinister alien race from outside our Milky Way that came here with weapons of mass destruction to intimidate and eliminate Super Earth. For over 40 years, the armed forces of Super Earth defended our way of life from the onslaught of these threats, winning galactic war after galactic war in a seemingly endless conflict. And instrumental to these victories were the heroic Helldivers, elite soldiers, and the most loyal citizens of Super Earth. We have the privilege of having a special correspondent that we were able to speak to, actual Helldivers with boots on the ground on the battlefield, so you can hear it straight from the source exactly what it's like to serve in one of these illustrious companies.
Oh, being a Helldiver is great. The Ministry of Defence tells us nothing but the truth. Every day I'm on a new, beautiful planet holding on to my squad mates. And that's all that really matters. The bond of trust and crystal clear communication you have with your team is an incredible...
Those are some inspiring words. It makes the pride I feel for our Super Earth, our way of life, burn hotter than a pyre on Liberty Day. But as you can see from that interview, unfortunately not all times of peace can last. And it turns out that the enemies of Super Earth have come back and they are begging for another taste of liberty. Coming at us from the east are the Terminids, which are voracious insectoid aliens. Now you, dear viewer, may notice that they have an uncanny resemblance to the bugs of last century's galactic campaigns. And this is true. Our top scientists have kept those same creatures safely contained on worlds where they have been taught how to become productive members of managed democracy by virtue of genetic enhancement. And why? Why would we help such horrifying monsters that literally tried to end our civilization? That's a fair question, but there is a very obvious and simple answer, and that is that every single being out there in the universe deserves democracy. And credit where credit is due, the Terminids happen to be natural experts at producing the oil Super Earth needs to fuel the liberation of the Milky Way galaxy. But now, our benevolence has been repaid with treason. The Terminids spat corrosive bile in the face of freedom, smashed electronic voting booths, and eviscerated the scientists harvesting their bodies for fuel. Now that they're rampaging unchecked toward our beloved Super Earth, the votes are in. These oversized bugs have got to go. Well, our salvation is here because the Helldivers are gonna wrangle these ungrateful scum up and send them all the way back to the farm planets that they came from. As if the rebellion of the Terminids wasn't bad enough, a second threat is hurtling straight into the home of every man, woman, and child, the enigmatic Automatons. These fiends are similar in form to the enhanced cyborg humans of Cyberstan we've defended Super Earth from in the past, but instead of holding on to any of their humanity or flesh and blood form, these bots are entirely metal and all the crueler for it. You may think an artificial programmable person would be a boon to our society, but these bots have been created by some inferior and communistic power, since they actively reject all the freedoms we have to offer. They're churned out from their fabrication facilities in numbers only rivaled by the citizens of Super Earth who show up for voting day, but instead of liberty and justice, they dispense chainsaws and lasers. Those weren't even options on the ballot this year. These metal mongrels are brittle and easily snapped into with simple weapons. Perhaps they're running low on critical metals for construction. Well, good news for those bots, because the Helldivers are on their way and they have plenty of lead to share. Wait, what about the Illuminate, you may be asking yourself? Well, it seems the brash kicking we delivered to them over a century ago has taught them an important lesson about threatening other species with global destruction. The ancient aliens so far have adhered to their peace treaty they volunteered to sign in recognition of Super Earth's super superiority over their military capabilities. With their surrender came the sharing of technology and ideas, allowing humanity to construct the massive peacekeeping defensive measures that can annihilate on a planetary scale and enjoy many generations of uninterrupted growth, tranquility, and prosperity. Super Earth remains undeterred and unshaken in the face of war thanks to our noble Helldivers. Now, if our program tonight inspired you to feel that call to serve, I absolutely encourage you, go down to your local recruitment office today and prove you have what it takes to join the elite force of the Helldivers. Squads from all sectors are looking for new cadets, including our own. Meet new people, forge unbreakable bonds, and share this important message of history and democracy with our fellow citizens. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night to join us. This has been Lore Divers. Remember, stay true to liberty, freedom, and managed democracy. We're all gonna be okay. I'm Joe Plays Games. Good night.